welcome to my channel Katina Games, and you can call me Katina. If you have been here before, hey, welcome back, and I'm happy for you for coming back. And if you are new here, welcome. I'm happy for you to join us. I'm grateful for each and everyone for stopping by to watch this video. Every view, like, subscribe, each and every one of you make a difference of this channel's growth, and I'm truly appreciative. It's honestly growing a whole lot faster than I expected, and I'm blown away by you all. Again, thank you all so much. Like and subscribe to always be part of my growing crew. Also, I do have a Twitter account, which is linked below. You can also follow me there where you make suggestions or just, hang out. My goal is to post more on there often. I may be almost 30, but your girl is still learning how to use a Twitter. Okay, today we are checking out a speed build that I've completed called Sweet Meadows. This is a bungalow stylish house that I thought up recently thanks to a lovely commenter who suggested that I build a home for each lifestyle of a sim, which I will leave right here. I love giving credit to those who share ideas, and again, thank you so much. So when they mentioned this, I figured, okay, that means this home has to support at least one elderly sim, one adult and one young adult sim, one teen, one child, one toddler, and one baby. Which, now that I think about it, I've never had every life stage fit under one roof before, and I feel like the idea would really push me to be creative. And in the end, I really love how this build turned out. So this build can be found on my Origin account, Katina Games, if you wish to download it. There's also a base game only under 30k build there, which is the original build of this before I expanded it by increasing the floor plan and adding a garage. But yeah, both versions can be found on my Origin account. This home style is mostly warm tones with some fall aesthetic additions throughout the build, but with some rustic country flair to continue with the homey feel. My goal was to make this home to feel like many sim generations have lived here and have a lot of memories built. Which I really hope that one day the Sims team add a memory system to The Sims 4. Even if the game is somewhat on the ending phase and The Sims 5 is on the horizon, I would still love a memory system that keeps records of milestones of a Sim's life. Like, other than making my Sims take photos for each phase in their life, I would love to have something integrated with each Sim that shows like first steps, starting school, learning new skills, starting high school or college, graduated from high school or college, grieving when they lose a relative or friend, like when a Sim gets engaged or getting married, having kids, you name it. It just would be awesome to have something that really kind of relates to realistic gameplay. I would love for this idea to be added to The Sims 4 or Sims 5 or maybe custom content. Hint hint, wink wink. I know my channel isn't big, but it's growing faster than I expected, and maybe someone could, manifest that for me, please. Now that I got that off my chest, let's really talk about the build. So you all see here, I am working on the exterior first because those who have watched my shorts, I've completed most of the interior already, except for the kids' room and the bathrooms. I usually do this because I know sim builds can be quite long. Like, this is my longest video yet. But I'm super happy I was able to keep the video under 20 minutes, which is not super long, but longer than my usual under 15-minute videos. If anything, in the future, I'll pre-plan certain rooms to limit the time. But if you all rather I just build naturally where I'm searching through the catalog, let me know. I'm pretty laid back and I go with the flow of building. So yeah, this exterior took me 2 days to complete because I kept going back and forth of wanting a certain natural landscape style or a more organized landscape version. I chose to go with a more organized landscape because I had the tendency to prefer a more cleaned up look area that really gives off the curb appeal, and having a backyard that showcases how my Sims live their life when they're not working or at school. But my goal in the future is to one day work on a more natural landscape because I feel like the world would be super pretty to do maybe a cottagecore or a rustic style home where the land does more of the talking about the build than simply the build itself. But yeah, this landscape was giving me a hard time at first because I felt like I had too much space, but at the same time not enough space to really build and grow as I was building and forming ideas. There was quite a lot of trial and error when building the exterior since I'm still pretty picky and pretty new when designing a landscape. Adding some concrete or spray painting paths are super easy, which is what I usually do in the past. But once I get past that, I sometimes struggle of adding depth using plants and trees. Like, I have a rule of thumb where you add 3 items of landscape of high, medium, low. High is usually trees, tall trees, forest trees, you name it. Medium are usually bushes, huge shrubs, something that adds a little vibrancy. And low, I usually stick to flowers or shrubs because they're closer to the ground and you can either make them a little bit vibrant or you can have more a neutral style. But really it just depends on the build and where I want to go with it. But then I'll also create one day and then look at it and think, okay, maybe I can do a little better. So am I the only one that's indecisive in making decisions like that? Let me know below. In the end, I think I really like how this all turned out. It's clean, it's nice, it's organized, but it still gives that very lived-in landscape that is very welcoming to the eyes. Oh, and when I started really decorate and add items I believe a sim family would love to have in their backyard, this pergola was the first thing that popped in my mind because I never used one before, and I thought this was the perfect amount of space to add this item in. When I say I'm in love with this one item, I really am, as I fit the outdoors furniture under it and surrounded by a fire pit, which I never knew you could do. I always figured you could use the chairs, of course, but actual furniture, love seats? Alright. Then I was going through items of choosing outdoor tables where it's large enough for a large family that could sit together and have summer night grilled dinners or burgers and hot dogs. Like, I like to choose items that could really form a story around them. That way I'm just not putting in items that just to, fill the space. I also like the idea of matching the darker stained furniture with the grill because it was a nice contrast against the lighter stone path I placed. Oof, let me catch up. Okay, I'm adding some lights here to light up the exterior of the build to give that warm glow for the nighttime, the experience. I think adding light fixtures to the exterior really creates another form of story gameplay. For instance, when I was building this, I could imagine my teen Sims sitting on a swing set or under the pergola with their date. That way I can take these super cute photos to add to my teen's wall, or maybe even a late night dinner birthday celebration during the spring or summertime, or watching fireworks at night shooting up into the sky to celebrate New Year's, and so forth. I just can see a lot of night ideas playing out in this build. Plus, who here remembers when lights used to come on top of fences? Me? Please tell me I'm not the only one. I would love for this feature to come back one day in an update for like maybe a garden kit pack or something involving The Sims 5. I also had this random thought when I was building. So if you've seen any of my shorts or my builds, you might have seen me using these string lights. I don't know what it is, I just love using them. I think it might be because it gives off that cute cozy aesthetic that sometimes regular lights cannot do, unless you go in and manually set the tones and the light coloring. I thought about how cool would it be for us to be able to add an increment feature where we can expand these light features up to an additional 3 squares. I've been super fortunate for the most part where I've been able to build these areas that nearly or pretty close fit in length that allows the string lights to work and like a nice balance and well placed. But I figure adding an increment feature will help in designing outdoor areas of different sizes. I just like to have the flexibility in my builds, that way I can have multiple options. Also, I love putting these lights outside just because I don't like my Sims walking around in the dark. Like most realistic homes, we have lights somewhere outside our homes, so I like to make my builds as realistic as I can. Also, check in. How are you all today? I hope you all are doing well, and remember, self-care is very important. When I mention self-care, I mean mental, physical, spiritual, and I mean any essence that makes you, you. Whether that's staying hydrated, ensuring that you are taking your medication, eating, being active, or even just relaxing and having a chill day. If it helps your mental peace and you are being safe towards yourself and others, that's all that's really important. Remember to be kind and gentle to yourself. That kindness makes a huge difference in your day-to-day lifestyles. I know sometimes even I can be a bit perfectionist. Not intentional, it just happens. But I've also realized imperfections are beautiful in their own way. I know I just had a TED Talk moment, but it's something I like to talk about in these videos since I know all of our lives is very busy, and we sometimes forget about ourselves when doing everything else for everyone else. So remember, you are important and take a moment for yourself. So back to the build. What I'm showing you all now is some testing out ideas or cleaning up some parts that I think needs a bit of work. Or I'm adding some more plants or trees just because I love using trees during the fall time because I love the various shades once you place them part of the lot. This is pretty much the final cut where I usually don't go back in and edit or add items. I'm pretty much feeling confident and good about what I'm seeing or experiencing when I'm building, and I'm usually taking screenshots, which I will be adding to the end of this build to show you all the final results. And the final shots, I'm pretty happy how it all turned out in the end. Okay, this teen boy bedroom is a mixture of both tiny living stuff pack and high school years expansion pack. I figured to mix and blend the items since this area is pretty limited in space compared to my previous builds for my teen bedrooms. But I feel like I made this room super detailed and used these awesome items that range from blue, orange, and black theme to fit the personality that I built for this sim. I could picture this teen being super into gaming, but also enjoy the sciences. I gave him items that could really show off what he likes and what he does in his free time. I also tried to make his room slightly messy because teen life can be busy. Each phase of our life, I feel like we have our own version of being busy. Like, I cannot be the only one who remembers my teen years where I was always doing something. Nothing bad, just being busy. Whether it's hanging out with friends, joining clubs like SCA, and of course homecoming and prom. On to the toddler bedroom. Okay, I wanted to create a rustic themed bedroom for the toddler sim at first, but then I realized none of the wood swatches were matching with the wallpaper. Or the furniture itself didn't have matching swatches. That's probably my #1 pet peeve with this game. We literally have at least 20 different variations of browns, and oftentimes we may not have a matching swatch. And it just makes me so confused. Anyway, I switched everything up and made a forest themed bedroom using these awesome wood decals. And I switched up the sizing, that way it gives the room and the wallpaper some kind of depth to it. And I'll be pretty honest, this is probably one of my top favorite toddler bedrooms I've made. I love all the details that I added to the bedroom, and probably because I never usually use this many decals in a build, but I think in the future I might start doing that. It really gives the room personality. So I originally had a teddy bear as a huge stuffed animal for the room because I figured you would see bears in the forest, but I later switched it out and placed a dragon instead because I thought, let's make an enchanted forest bedroom that uses browns and creams to give a comfy space for a growing toddler. Yeah, that's just how my brain works. I'll think about one thing and then I'll switch into something and I'm like, okay, this is a little bit more different than what I usually build. But I also really love this gorgeous turquoise rug. Like, when I seen it, I literally thought it's going into the build. I cannot not use this. It's literally the perfect fall tone, where even I have been trying to find cozy sweaters or dresses in this color. It's a nice complement against warmer tones. Also, I know the floor swatches doesn't match the first floor. I will be changing them soon in this build. I'm not sure why I didn't switch them out earlier, but I guess I was just going with the flow of everything. Oh, and I added this cool shelf that shows a mountain, and all I could think was, where can I get more items like these? Now I'm adding clothes baskets to each room because I somehow forgot to add them during the build. Now the fun area above on the second floor. This top area, I kind of wanted to make it a rustic theme. That way I can give an additional area space for the younger kids to use a computer without interrupting the older brother or the parents' bedrooms. And now I will let you all continue watching until I reach the... So on to the bathrooms. So I made this first bathroom like an ocean themed bathroom that's fitting for younger Sims. I kept the area pretty clean and neutral with the use of white and blue. Like, my goal was to make this area as clean and as simple as I could make this without it looking messy, but well put together. Actually, I made all the bathrooms in that manner because I wanted to make each room reflect the area. This bathroom is for the kids. The next bathroom I'll be working on will follow the same theme as the kitchen, and the final bathroom will be a rustic theme based on the grandmother's decor. Then I'll be showing you all what a laundry room design I followed based on the interior I've used throughout this build. And I'm leaving you all with this until nearly the end because I have a goal to get this video out on November 8th, 2022, because I like to keep my word when people ask for certain builds, but I also know my job is right there knocking on the door for me to go to in the following morning, which I'm being sort of quiet while building this. Overall, it's been an amazing time building a beautiful build. But yeah, this is the end of this build where I'll be showcasing the rest of the build and snapshots of the home from the interior to the exterior. I hope you all like this build, and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Just because it's free and it helps me know what you all like to see in the future, and it will help the channel over time. Thank you all for watching and have a beautiful positive day. Until the next time, see you all later.